Well, hello again everyone, my name is Kronos006 and I'm back with another new Let's Play. This time of a lesser-known puzzle game from 1997 called Intelligent Qube. This one was made for the Sony PlayStation, PSX, or PS1 if you like. And it's very much in the realm of things like Tetris, except this time it's 3D isometric kind of puzzling, as you'll see. This one was made by Masahiko Sato, Sony Computer Entertainment Incorporated. Also, one of the things I like the most about this game, and I'm going to talk about a lot, is its soundtrack. I hope I'm not mangling the pronunciation of this or messing up his name, but I believe it's Takayuki Hattori, and I love using this soundtrack for various things. You might hear it in various projects that I'm going to be doing in the future, actually. So one of the things I love about this game is the soundtrack, but this is a puzzle game. I haven't played too many of these, and this one is a tough one. I've never beaten it, and I'm going to give it a shot. There's several stages that you have to fight your way through, very much like Tetris. I'll show you the rules, and you'll get the idea. Alright, let's look at the rules.
Basic rules. The concept of the game is to try to capture the cubes. The player can mark a spot on the stage by pressing the X button. By pressing the X button again, the player can deactivate the mark. The game is played by marking a spot and then successfully deactivating the spot. Now let's try to capture a cube. First, mark the spot where a cube should be captured. When the cube is about to land on the marked spot, press the X button.
Sorry for that buzz. There's nothing I can do about it.
The marked spot is then deactivated, and the cube is captured. Repeat this to capture all the necessary cubes. If any cubes are left to fall off the stage, the number of fallen cubes will be calculated on the block scale. Every time the number of fallen cubes exceeds that of the block scale, the player loses the last row of the stage. The player must prevent the cubes from falling off the stage. When the player is avalanched by the cubes and falls off the stage, it's game over.
With an accompanied orchestral sting, to demonstrate your failure.
IQ is measured against the player's efficiency in capturing the cubes, as well as the total number of cubes captured. The mark...
And the audio cut off. Oh well. This is an emulation, so it's not going to be perfect. I do own the game, so don't give me any of that. This is taking a while to get through, so I'm going to go ahead and just start. The black cubes that you'll see tumbling along are what's called forbidden cubes. You cannot capture them, so you do not want to capture those at all. You have to let them go. The advantage cubes are these green cubes you'll see rolling along. They basically, if you capture them, they allow you to detonate a whole bunch of cubes all at once, allowing you to quickly and efficiently get rid of a whole bunch of cubes and free your way. Now, the reason that this puzzle game is so hard, as you'll see, is you don't just have to worry about solving the puzzle. You have to worry about making sure that your little character that you're controlling has a path. That's the toughest part about it. But, enough of my blathering, let's get into it. I'm going to start from the beginning, and we're going to go as far as we can. I believe there are 9 stages. We're going to start at stage either 0 or 1, I'm not sure. Let's do this. Now, because this is a puzzle game, I'm probably not going to be commenting nearly as much as I normally do. And my controller is not working. There we go. So I'm going to detonate the advantage cube. Now you'll see in the upper right hand corner, see this is the forbidden block right there. You'll see in the upper right hand corner it says 2 of 2. That means I've made 2 moves on this puzzle out of a recommended number of 2 to be able to solve it. And because I solved it within the number of moves, I got a 5,000 point bonus, as well as I got an extra layer of cubes added. If you don't make any mistakes, you do what's called a perfect, and it gives you an extra row of blocks. So in this case, you can see I didn't solve the puzzle as efficiently as I could, so I'm not going to get a huge bonus, but I did do it perfectly, so I do get another row. The counter does not start until you actually do something, until you make a move. See, again, I didn't do it as efficiently as I could have. So I won't get a super bonus, but whatever. And as you solve the puzzles, they replace themselves. You can see in the upper left-hand corner my progress through the stage. In this case, it only took one turn. That was easy. Sorry, the game's clipping a little bit. Hope it doesn't do that too often. So I'm gonna let that cube roll. I can hit the square button to make it roll faster. And it continues like this. The puzzles do get harder, obviously, as you go. Again, the music is kind of clipping a little bit, or I'd be able to tell you just how awesome this music is. Hopefully it's just in my recording and it doesn't actually show up in the actual footage. We'll see. Remember, you want to let the forbidden cubes fall. You might think I'm doing really, really well here. Well, that's because this is really easy. It gets a lot harder, as you might imagine. This one I'm going to do perfectly. Now, notice the counter doesn't start until I actually make a move. That's key. Now, I don't want to hit that advantage there, or I'll hit the black blocks. I want to wait and make sure I don't hit any of the forbidden cubes with my advantage cubes. That's one of the biggest things in the game that makes you think. You do not want to hit any of the black cubes with your advantage cubes. And it gets very complicated later on, so gotta keep track of that. Man, this music is really clipping. And so we've completed the first stage. For the sake of the recording, I'm probably going to do a couple of stages just to kind of see what you guys think of it and see if you want to see any more. Especially because the music is clipping, and the music is probably the best part of the game, other than just solving the puzzles.
Second stage.
Now, as you can see, we've gotten harder, and we've gotten... Okay, I was going to say we've gotten harder and we've gotten longer, but... You with a dirty mind are going to love that little phrase. I'm not solving this one too efficiently. As you get further and further in the game, you stop worrying about solving the puzzles efficiently and you just worry about solving the puzzles. Because like I said, this gets hard. I haven't done it yet, but if I get rolled over by those cubes, the entire puzzle rolls over and you have to do it again. So you have to make sure that the little character that's running around does not get run over by the cubes. So you have to run around, you have to make sure you're alive, and you have to think on your feet and solve the puzzles as you go. So it's not as easy as it looks, believe me. I played this game quite a bit. Like I said, I never finished it. But back in the day, I played this one quite a bit, and I really enjoyed the music. It's a lot clearer now. It's not clipping as much. So again, I'm not being very efficient, but I'm getting through it. As long as you get through it and you don't make any mistakes, you will gain a row of the floor back, like I said. Man, over this. It really makes it dramatic. The game actually has a dramatic turn. If you start to struggle, the music will get all desperate. If there's one thing I love about video games, it's when they make dynamic music. When the music actually changes from what it normally would be compared to how the situation in the game is actually going. I freaking love that. A lot of times with games, they have great soundtracks, it's true, but a lot of times the soundtrack doesn't change. The soundtrack is set for a certain point, and no matter what's going on in the actual game, no matter how well you're actually doing, that's what the music is. It never changes. For the music to actually reflect what's going on in the game, dynamically, that is awesome. I freaking love that when that happens. Now, one game you might have heard me talk about a lot on my channel is Catherine, which is also made by Atlas Entertainment, which I like to think is a spiritual sequel to this game. Catherine is kind of like a vertical version of Intelligent Qube, or Intelligent Qube is a horizontal version of Catherine, if you like. Catherine, of course, has a story associated with it. This one doesn't. But not all puzzle games can have stories. See, even there, I didn't do it very efficiently. You gotta make sure that you don't hit the black cubes, ever. If you hit the black cubes, especially later in the later levels, you're done, son. That clipping seems to have gone away, so I'm happy about that. If there's not going to be any clipping, I might go further. Ah, shoot, I totally screwed this one up. No, not as bad as I thought, but I'm still not going to get any super bonus points. If you actually beat the recommended amount of moves, you get 10,000 points bonus. You can do it. It happens occasionally for me. Like if I had gotten 7, if I had gotten that done in 7 moves instead of 8. Ah, shoot. See, I wasted a move there. If there's one thing that I dislike about the game, it's that occasionally, for no real reason, the blocks will speed up. And that almost always ends up getting me crushed. That happened, that's not just because this is an emulation. That happened in the original game, too. Again, they're going faster because I'm pushing the button to make them move really quickly. I had to be careful there. I didn't want to activate this other advantage cube because that was one thing I didn't mention. If you have advantage cubes activated, they all deactivate at the same time. They all go off at the exact same time, so you can easily get yourself trapped and you can activate it and you'll end up hitting some forbidden cubes. That's what makes the game so difficult later on. Also, you don't want to waste time. I'm wasting time a lot by focusing too much on what the advantage cube is doing when I should be placing other blue markers to activate other ones. Oh, this one I might actually get efficiently. Nope, I'm gonna miss it by 1. Damn. And so this is how the game goes. You progress through these stages. They make more and more and more puzzles that are just sent at you. They are fixed. The puzzles do not change randomly. They are fixed. So if you practice enough, you'll eventually memorize all the puzzles. I don't have any interest in doing that. I don't have that kind of memory, so it may as well be random to me. Now you'll see you constantly have to run in and out of little corners as you're playing the game. That's part of the challenge of it. So in this case, I have to run over here, or I was going to get run over by the forbidden cubes. I just love the soundtrack to this. I can't get over it. I know I keep yapping about it, but I just can't get over it. Now, you can always tell just how hard a puzzle is by looking in the upper right-hand corner at the amount of moves that the game recommends you need to finish it. So in this case, I've made it perfectly. 9 and 10. But again, I gotta make sure I get my character away, or else he's gonna be rolled over. You don't want that to happen, or you have to do the puzzle again. Now again, I want to stress, this may seem really, really not all that hard, but it gets very, very difficult. The rows will increase as well as the columns as you go along in the game, so you have precious little time to think. You have even less time to move around and actually do anything. And that's stage 2. You get bonuses depending on how many rows of cubes you have left. In my opinion, a puzzle game, a score is only something to brag about. It's not really all that important. As you can see now, we've got 5 columns of cubes to deal with. That will increase as we go. Now, you see I've kind of trapped myself here. I want to make sure I don't hit any of those forbidden cubes. Now, if I leave white cubes, in the lower right-hand corner, you see that the number has increased to 4. So every white cube that goes by the wayside that I don't hit will give a red mark to replace those white marks. When the white marks all turn red, you will then lose a row of cubes at the end, and I fucked it up again. God damn it. So while it's not critical, absolutely critical that you get all of those, it certainly helps. See, I screwed up. I really screwed this puzzle up. Man, that was bad. It's hard to do this while you're commenting and you're actually trying to make intelligent conversation about the game. I'm doing well so far only because these puzzles are not that hard yet. If you activate a bunch of cubes at once, you get a bonus for that. And now you see, now I have to go all the way in here. I don't have to. I could have laid a blue mark down and just let it come, but it's more efficient if you make as few rolls as possible. Every time that the cubes roll, after you've made your first move, that counts as a turn. So you see, it doesn't count until I activate the first one. So I'm going to try and take out a bunch of cubes here. Yep. See, there we go. I got a perfect efficiency on this one. And for that, I will get a 5,000 point bonus. Brilliant! Brilliant! Ah, shoot! I trapped myself again. I could have activated those and gotten rid of a lot of blocks, but I would have hit a forbidden cube. And you never want to do that. Even when it seems like if it's not that big of a sacrifice to hit a forbidden cube, don't ever do it. You just really don't want to do it. Now, I've really screwed myself up here. You get a little desperate when you start to get to the end of the track and realize you don't have much track left. Now, you see I can wait and let that roll until I get to this white cube. And it took me 3 times as many moves as the game suggested, but I made it through. That's all that matters. Wait for it. Now again, I have to wait. And now I actually solved it even more than it recommended. So I beat the game there. I finished it 2 moves quicker than it expected me to. How about that? I am smart. True genius. Haha. I am not a genius. Not in any way. So you can see how it progresses. As you're going, when the puzzle first starts, you want to kind of plan ahead of what you're going to do, but you can't take too long or you're going to lose precious track. And as the game gets going in the future stages, that track becomes more and more precious. As you can see, I was pretty close there. Oh, shoot! There we go, see? I accidentally hit a forbidden cube. That sound means it took away one of my rows of cubes at the end. It's probably my least favorite track in the game. It's a little too mellow. But my favorite one is coming in the next stage, and we're nearly there. Again, I have to apologize. I'm probably not going to have a ton of commentary on this, mainly because as the stages progress, I'm going to be trying to concentrate. Hopefully you understand. Let me know what you guys think of this. I'm probably going to give it one good college try. I'll probably die around stage 7. That's about as far as I usually get. But we'll see. If you like it, I might try it again. There we go. Perfect execution on that one. There we go. I'm on a good roll here. If you set down a blue mark incorrectly, you can remove it. But it will take up time, which you don't have. See, I've taken way too many turns here. But fortunately, I got plenty of floor to work with. And that's stage 3. We are cooking with gas, folks. Okay, let's just skip that. You get the idea. Now, my favorite piece of music in the whole game. Ah, damn it! If you hit a forbidden cube, you cannot get a perfect score. So you cannot replace a part of your floor that's gone if you hit a forbidden cube. The biggest part of this game is timing the advantage cube's release point. See, I royally screwed up there. This game was known as Kurushi in both Japan and Europe, I believe. It's just so triumphant. I just love this music. Can't beat it. Like I said, you can see as the puzzles start to get harder and harder, I care less and less about doing it most efficiently as much as I just care about getting past it. Ah, shit! See? Again. I have to do the puzzle again, and I lose a bunch of rows behind me. That's bad. I may be in trouble here. You get penalized for all of the blocks that go by. If they be, you know, forbidden cubes that you might have destroyed accidentally, or all of the regular white cubes that go by, you get penalized for. If that happens. And you have to do the puzzle again. So you never want to get rolled over. Man, that sucked. 'Cause you can see here, I'm running out of space very quickly. You always have to keep in mind you need space for your character to run, too. Ah, I just wasted a turn there. I'll make it, but barely. "17 moves. This is a tough one. I almost finished it right on the end of the song. Okay, so I think you guys get the idea. I've been playing for a while now, so I'm going to stop it here. 5th stage out of, I believe there are 9 total. So I'm just going to get myself killed, and we're going to see what happens when I do that. When you lose, it takes your final score. As you can see, the music was starting to get desperate there, and it gives you, it calculates an IQ quotient. That's redundant. Intelligence quotient. It doesn't really mean anything, obviously. It's just a video game. I'm smart, damn it. No. Anyway, and then you get to put in your high score, of course. Whoop. And so there are a bunch of scores that are already put in by the developers. So that's a taste of Intelligent Qube. If I want, I can continue here, and I can... Okay, so there are 8 stages. I've gotten to the 7th stage. I've never gotten past the 7th stage. Let me know if you guys want to see it. I'll try it again. I'll go from stage 5 to the end, and maybe, just maybe, I'll get through it. So, that was Intelligent Qube. Thank you, everyone, very much for watching. My name is Kronos006, and I am signing off. I'll see you soon. Take care.